This week we're looking at distracted driving and the pain and damage it's causing in our province. According to police, more and more drivers are paying a lot of attention to everything else but the road. I'm joined now by someone who can put a face to that pain. Cory Kavanagh is Alyssa Davis's uncle, the teen killed in a car crash on Peacekeepers Way in CBS last year. The driver and the driver of a second vehicle were charged with street racing but pleaded guilty to the lesser charge of dangerous driving causing death. Well, Cory, thank you very much for joining me today.
Thanks for having me, Debbie.
Many people will recognize the shirt that you have on. The Sunshine Squad was created in Alyssa's memory.
Yep.
How has that helped the family cope with Alyssa's loss?
It's an extremely positive outcome. It gives some focus and positive energy and just helping to carry on Alyssa's mission in life, which was to just help everybody she could, put a smile on someone's face for no reason other than just to see them smile. So my sister Sherry, Alyssa's mom, came up with this idea and had no idea it was going to grow to the lengths it's become. Hundreds of people have joined the group. There's been thousands, I would say, people's lives affected in some way, small, through their efforts, and just brings everyone together with a common purpose. You know, they bring a little bit of happiness in times when we can definitely use them for sure.
But this is coming up to the first anniversary of Alyssa's death. It must be extremely difficult. Can you put that into words, how your sister and everybody else is coping at this time?
It's difficult to put into words, to be honest with you, because I don't think it's fully resonated yet. We're just preparing for what we know is coming. The memories, the loneliness without Alyssa being here.
I want to take you back to the night of the accident. I know that the court session isn't over yet. The sentencing is yet to come, but can you tell me what happened the night of the accident?
In the shortest version I can give, I guess, it was a tragic car accident involving some young drivers that ended up in the death of my niece Alyssa, injuring one of the drivers as well, and changing the lives of a lot of young kids right off the get-go, families, friends, altering their lives instantaneously, and it was 100% preventable, which is the hardest thing to take.
You had a very pointed message recently after one of the court appearances, a message directed at young people, at young drivers. What did you want to say to them?
You got to remember, when you're behind the wheel of that car, you're expected to behave as an adult, assume the responsibilities that we've given to you in the privilege of you having your driver's license. And that means you're responsible for everybody around you, everyone in the vehicles, everyone on the sidewalks, everyone on the crosswalks, that you are potentially putting in harm's way when you're not paying attention to what you're doing behind the wheel of that car.
Do you think young people don't get it, what a privilege it is to drive and the responsibility of it?
I don't think all of them do. I know when I got my driver's license, that wasn't in the forefront of my thoughts when I got behind the wheel of a car.
Now it's freedom, let's go.
It's freedom, it's independence, you know, it's the ability to just leave the house without having to count on mom and dad or your brothers and sisters, whoever is there. But at no time, I don't think, and I can only speak for myself, you know, you never learn the consequences. You never learn the impacts. The biggest focus is learning how to parallel park so you can get that plastic card that lets you get on the road doing 150 kilometers an hour on a rainy night and changing someone's lives.
Well, how do you see getting the message through? What's it going to take?
It's going to take a lot of effort, and it's going to take money, because if the message is not there in somebody's head, you have to raise awareness. You have to increase deterrences. You know, maybe in driver's education that's there. I don't think that young drivers or any drivers at any age are shown any images of accidents, told any stories from families impacted, to see how their simple action just destroys lives. And not that that's going to happen at all drivers, but they definitely have to be made aware that you know, this is serious stuff, and it's not something that you can just get in the car and drive and think that it can't happen to you, because it can't.
Cory, I guess now when you hear about car crashes, fatalities of young people, fatalities like your niece Alyssa, I mean, it must strike you in a totally different way now.
Absolutely, absolutely. First thought that goes through my mind, is it my other niece? Instantaneously. Is it somebody I know? How else is our lives going to be ruined and changed because of this? And then once you get to that point where you realize it's not someone you know immediately, hopefully, then it's the thoughts that goes out to the families that are involved, that will be involved, that are now going to go through the same turmoil that my family's going through right now. And it's not pleasant at all.
Sometimes it needs something very, very drastic to initiate change, doesn't it?
It does. Unfortunately, it does.
Yeah.
And until people are willing to take it on and do the studies, see how much people are impacted because of it, and be willing to maybe change the way we do business, and maybe not be afraid of showing some of these types of images to young people, or if that's deemed to be too traumatic and that they're not ready to see that type of imagery, then to me that's an indication that you're not ready to be behind the wheel of a car that can cause that damage. So maybe we have to look at even raising the age before you can get your driver's license.
Cory, thank you very much for being here, and I really do wish you and your family well in the months and weeks ahead.
Thank you very much, Debbie. I appreciate it.